YouTubers? What's going on? Today I'm smoking my Unor Meerschaum pot. And in it I'm smoking Bob's chocolate flake that was sent to me by Yorkshire John. John commented on my video yesterday and he was like, I don't care if you tell people. And I was like, okay, cool. Because I don't, I always try to be respectful of other people. Some people, might not want you to say. But I'm glad that he told me I could because, I wanted to tell people because it shows the generosity, and the kindness of that person, in their heart. So John, thank you. I promised you that I would smoke this. And I wanted to give it the best chance in my Meerschaum. The last time I tried this blend, I understand, I remember now why it wasn't like Big Top. It's not that the blend is bad, per se. It's not that it doesn't smoke good. You have to let it dry out. I just put this in here from the bag, so I didn't give it any time to dry. It just went out, but that's no problem. I don't mind relighting. Relighting is, some people, do the 2 light, and if they don't do it, that's a failure to them. But to me, I don't care. If I light it 100 times, I'm fine. I'm just saying, like, if you're one, if you're one of those that only lights twice, then you might need to let it dry out. But I am a big, bold flavor person. And it's not, like I said, it's not that the blend, there's anything wrong. It's not that my palate hates it. It's just that I enjoy big, bold blends. Those big, bold flavors. It's kind of like full Virginia flake. It's not something that I enjoy. But 17-year-old full Virginia flake is just big, bold chocolate. I don't know why. That my palate wants that, craves that. It might be because, I've chewed tobacco, Skull, and Red Man, and chewing tobacco since I was 4. So it could be that. It could be that is why my palate wants that big, bold flavor. This will give you hints of chocolate. Yes, 100%. There's nothing wrong with the blend. I'll sit here and I'll enjoy it. But I remember now why. I got a little story for you. Since it's right now, it's when you pick them. it popped up on my memories on Facebook a few days ago. And anyway, it's about watermelon. Back in, I believe it was 97, I was working. And so I didn't have much time. And I told y'all my Uncle Pico, he had the garden that I use still to this day. It's a 2-acre garden. And back then there was 3 gardens. And about 5 acres of land. And they used it all. My family used it all. There was 4 of them. And they've all passed away now except for me. But anyway, I had Uncle Pico would give me about a 10 by 10, and I planted like 2 little small rows of corn, and planted some like a couple of tomato plants and a couple of pepper plants, 2 or 3, something like that. Maybe 2 bell pepper plants and 1 banana plant or something. And I planted a watermelon. And man, I was over there all the time. I took my hoe and, I was digging the ground, hoeing the corn, taking care of my watermelon. When it started running, the vines, we call them run. I would go over there and I would pick the grass with my hand, to get the grass out of it. And anyway, this watermelon, it kept on growing and growing and growing and growing. And I just couldn't believe it. There's only 1 watermelon on the vine, on the whole vine. I only planted 1 hill, but in 1 hill you plant like watermelon seeds are small, so you dig up a hill and then you flatten the top, and then in the top you put like 6 watermelon seeds around, and then those come up. But all of those don't come up every year. You might have 2, 3 watermelon plants come up from the seeds. So anyway, I only have 1 watermelon on the vine. So the whole vine, it was taking all the nutrients from the vine. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so finally, when it got ripe, and you can tell they're ripe because the vine has a stem that goes to the watermelon. When you cut off that stem, the stem is brown. So that's when you kind of know. There's a few more little tricks. You can kind of roll it over a little bit and see that it's yellow on the bottom. But anyway, that's not the point. I cut it. So when I finally cut it, I took it and I had it weighed. And I had to use a bathroom scale to weigh it. It was so big. And it ended up being 70 pounds, 2.5 feet long, and 3 foot or 3.5 foot around. And it was humongous. And I'll show you a picture of that now. It's a big one. So anyway, the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey used to say, what I found out later on was that my uncles, one of them that just passed away to COVID, and then Uncle Pico, you all know, took me fishing, hunting, and gardening. I mean, we did everything together. He was like, kind of like my dad. Anyway, both my uncles, when they would go over and they would like spray, I forgot the Miracle Grow on the tomatoes and their peppers, they would have a little bit, in their sprayer. So they would take it off every time they come out of the garden and just pour it on my, my watermelon. So they was helping me out, but they was kind of, I guess, ribbing me too, because it just kept growing, man. It just kept getting big. So anyway, the more, I guess, the more, the thing you got to look at, the moral of the story is, sometimes there's things hidden in the background that you don't see that, can help you or can hurt you. But that was a pretty good little memory that I had of the watermelon. Get a little fun memory of my uncles. They took care of me. But now I'll tell you one last thing about watermelons. When they get that big, you can't eat them. Like, I did eat it, but they are so stringy that they're no good. I mean, like, it was okay, but it's not good. It wasn't good. It's just they're just strings all through it when you cut it open. But it's a good little story. Anyway, John, thank you very much for all the tobacco and the cigars, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I hope you all had a good day. I hope you all are having a good week and continue to have a good week. Thank you all very much for the live last night. Thank you all for the love. Thank you all for the laughter and the good times. Thank you all for everything. And as always, I hope you're smoking the blends that you love and the pops that you love. You all have a good day. See you.